get started with this. I'm here today with trumpet player, audio wizard, Tyler Maurer. What is going on?
Man.
Let's talk about your musical background. Tell the folks, who are you? What do you do?
Oh, yeah. All right, so yeah, yeah, like you said, I play a lot of trumpet, I play a lot of guitar and stuff like that. I got a jazz degree from SIUE, and go Cougars, and yeah, just like playing all kinds of music, any style of music, you know, like there's something special about making music with other people that I appreciate that like deeper relationship kind of thing that like you know like you can meld together really well with other people like in a way that you just can't just from even like talking to people and stuff. It's like it's way more of like a, I don't want to say spiritual kind of thing, but like, you know, like music really like, you know, connects. So there's something else going on there for sure.
It's a language.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I like playing all kinds, jazz, rock, ska. Well, I was in a ska band for a few years. Rest in peace. I got to get that going again, man. I really miss playing some ska.
Man, I think every trumpet player and trombone player, any horn player in general, wishes ska wasn't dead. Ska was.
I know. See, there's enough of us. Like you think we just bring the ska uprising back.
The problem is no one's buying tickets, dude.
You got that right. You got that right, man. Someday we'll have to do that. Bring ska back.
Oh yeah. And for those of you that don't know, Tyler Maurer is a twin.
Yep.
Your brother plays sax.
Yep. So he plays saxophone and bass. So we do all kinds of different music together. Like we just I don't know if you saw the Chicago collab sessions. We did a thing where I played guitar and he played bass for that, and we did a cover of Cocoa Butter Kisses while you know, Bobby Cooper played trumpet on that.
Oh yeah. Love Bobby.
Dude, it was so nice working with him again. I played in like a musical or something like that with him like 5 or 7 years ago or something like that. And it was nice to work with him again. He's a good trumpet player. I think he even put some vocals on it or something too. Like
I bet.
He's a talented dude.
Yeah, was that out at Kiwi?
It was, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we're about to be up at Kiwi on Monday.
Nice, dude. That was my first time there, and it's awesome. It's an amazing facility. Like just like the different kinds of amps and equipment that they have there, and like, dude, my favorite thing was like the umbrella that comes. Yeah. Like that just blew my mind. Like that was so cool. So
you and your twin brother often are a built-in horn section, because I mean you guys have been playing together for a long time, man.
Since day one.
Of course. What is your favorite part about performing with your brother?
Man, my favorite part is just being able to like match each other's energy, and then like we always try to match each other's energy. And then there's one of us that's always trying to one up the other person.
So it's like you're pushing each other.
Exactly. Like, you know, like one of us will take a solo and like we'll just come out ripping, and then we'll be like, oh, dude, if I'm next, I got to top that. You know? And then like, so there's just so much fun in it too, you know, just pushing yourself and pushing each other's boundaries and stuff like that. And then just being able to like meld together. Well, you know, just because we have been playing together for so long, we can kind of predict like what we're going to do next, or like if we're uncertain about something, like we'll talk for like 5 seconds, and then we'll know exactly what's going to happen. You know, like we did a lot of that in flotation, because like we didn't like rehearse with them a lot. We would just show up to the gigs and have like a rough idea of what was going down. And so, like, I'll like whisper in his ear, like, hey, you know, like, we'll do this and we'll this, and like, we'll bop on beats 2 and 4 or whatever. And then, like, and like it just happens, you know, and like we'll just keep listening to each other and just kind of snowballing from there. Like last week we played at church together. Flugelhorn, I played flugelhorn and he played alto, and it was like a similar situation, but they placed us on opposite sides of the stage. So I was like always looking over, trying to see, you know, like what he was going to be doing, because like we couldn't talk or anything, and we were just winging it. Because you know, like when you put together a church set 2 hours before the service, you know, it's not a whole lot you can like plan out like that. So
Jesus, take the set.
yeah, dude. Yeah. It turned out all right, but it, you know, like I was just missing that, like being next to each other and just like planning out exactly what we were going to be able to do. And it was a good experience to kind of like try to like play off each other without using our words at all. You know, like we just had to use our ears and try to guess where the next one was going to be going. So like there were some lines to where like I would just like play like just a scale or something like that, like each time at this chorus, and he would pick up on that the next time, and then like I would hear him do just like a hit or some long tone kind of stuff, and I'd be like, all right, you know, I smell what you're stepping in. I'll pick up on that and try to, you know, pick up on that next time it comes around and stuff like that. Like you always get like so nervous leading up to those kind of moments, because you're like, well, we could either try something and it's going to go great, or like we're just going to step in a pile of dog poo and it's all going to fall apart. You know? And like usually it goes over well enough to where like it's passable, you know?
Yeah, especially when you're playing with experienced musicians, like there's only so much that can go wrong. You know, little flubs here and there are okay. You're not going to crash and burn.
Exactly. Yeah, that's jazz, man. Like you just got to pick yourself up and keep going.
Just improvise, man.
Yeah, dude. So much, dude. So much more. Or like so much of music was more improvisational being a horn player than I ever realized. Because like unless like the director you're working with or something is like a horn player or like is an arranger, they're just like, nah, you guys figure it out. And it's like, all right, well, you know, like let's figure it out, man. You know, like let's just go and see what happens. And like I love it so much because you can like sit down and try to arrange everything and like write it out, and like, you know, that's beneficial in like a lot of circumstances. But then sometimes it's just like, well, let's use our skills from, you know, all that jazz improvisation and stuff like that, like, and let's just see where the moment is, you know. And like that's one of my favorite things about playing with my brother is like we just show up, we see where the moment takes us, and then at the end of the day we go, hey, that was pretty cool, you know, next time let's do that again. Or like, oh dude, I played like a sharp 11 on that one chord. That's not gonna happen again. That did not sound good, you know.
So do you have a least favorite part of performing with your brother? You don't have to answer. You can pass this one if you want.
Well, I'm definitely gonna answer this one. Yeah, honestly, and this isn't even like that big of an issue, but like sometimes like we can both be a little bit hard-headed to where like one of us will be like, hey, I think we should do this here, and I'll be like, you sure about that? Like, I think we should do this here. And he'll be like, dude, let's just do it. I'm feeling it. Let's just try it out. And I'm like, I don't know, man. We'll give it a shot. But, you know, so like, yeah, that's like the only thing, which like really isn't even that much of a bad thing. It's just like learning when to make those concessions, like when working with each other. Like, all right, you know, like I took the lead on this one other section. Like, I'll let you figure out what we're going to do here. And then, you know, like next time if I have something where I'm like, dude, like this is going to work out really well, just trust me on this. Then I'll like hope that you follow my lead, because I'm like really adamant about that if I step down and follow your lead this time, kind of thing. And like it's a balance for sure, but I like it because like, you know, you can pick up certain things that like you wouldn't think to play there, you know, because like we are the same like not the same people, but we're pretty close, you know, but like there'll still be so many ideas that like he'll have an idea for something and I'll be like, oh, I didn't think of that, you know, and I'll be like, all right, I got you, you know, like 5 points, you know, that's cool.
5 points to Gryffindor.
Yeah, yeah. And then, so yeah, man, that's like my least favorite thing, but like that still produces so many like just awesome moments and stuff. That's like, well, it's you know, it's part of life is making you know concessions here and there. So
Right on. Well, let's keep rapping about horn, like playing in a horn section.
yeah,
I think that's something you have a lot of knowledge to talk about, section playing. What what do you think are some of the most important things to focus on when you're first playing in a horn section?
oh, listening to the other players in the section, like especially if you're starting out and you're not like say like we have like a large enough section and like somebody's designated as like the lead player, like you always got to be listening up to that lead player because the lead player is like it's kind of a cocky position because you're like I'm the lead player, whatever I play or whatever I say goes. Like you got to follow me, like I'm doing this whether you like it or not because that's my job. You know what I mean? Like there was a long time ago. Did you ever have Donnie Norton for anything at NIU? He
No.
was like a killing sax player, and like he was the director for like a jazz band that I was in like in high school for like just area people at NIU, and he was like he was talking about how the trumpet player and the drummer have the most like control tempo wise when it comes to playing big band. And he's like, you know, like one of you two can like fix the tempo or something, and everybody else will have to like fall in line with you. And I remember I think we were playing a concert or something, and like there was a part where I was just like, I know I'm right here. And like I made it just like blatantly obvious that this is what was happening. And like he like looked up and smiled at me because he knew like exactly what I was doing with the rest of the band. And they followed because like, you know, like the lead trumpet player in a big band, man, like they got a lot of power.
Yeah, and if you're not following, you're kind of almost sabotaging the whole group.
Exactly. Like the audience doesn't know that like maybe what they're playing isn't what should be played. What they know is that the really loud, really high trumpets playing some cool stuff and you're messing up under them kind of thing, you know? Like, there's so much different audience perception going on that like, you know, like you got to put some of that stuff aside and just focus on the bigger picture of like what kind of art that like you're going to make. So yeah, that's my biggest thing is both listening to your lead players and then listening to, you know, just other people in your section, you know, or like other people in other sections, you know, like we were just talking about big band. Like if you got a trombone player and saxophone section, like your stuff still has to mesh together. You know, it's not like you're just three separate voices just going at it and having fun, you know? So like, yeah, you just got to listen and follow, you know, like if you're in a position of power to be that lead player, you better know what you're doing. But, you know, if you're not, then you better be listening to the people who know what they're doing because, you know, like, come showtime, it's showtime, man. You know, like I said, like, you got to be able to figure out, like, what kind of product or what kind of art you're going to put on for who's ever listening, whether it be for a recording or, like, if you're doing a live performance. Like you just got to put all that stuff aside and just focus on the art. Because, like, that's what most people like.
All about the music. It's all about the music at the end of the day.
Exactly. It's all about the music. So, and, like, if you sabotage that, then, like, you're the bad guy.
No one wants to be the bad guy.
Exactly. Nobody wants to be the bad guy. So just, like, suck up your pride and do what you got to do to put on a great show.
Absolutely. That is so much of just what music is. Putting your ego aside and coming together to do something great.
Exactly. If you want to put on something super specific, then form your own band. Write out your own charts.
Absolutely. You know, if you don't like it, do it yourself.
Exactly. And I think there's benefit to doing things both ways. Like I think everybody who's, you know, like serious about it, like they should have their own project to feel what it's like to put something like that together, to manage other people and to like try to give direction to other people. And then they should also have stuff to where they're the side guys, like, because then, you know, like if you're in both positions, like it only gives you more perspective to, you know, help you better work in certain situations.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I love doing both. I love just kind of vibing off what people are throwing down, and then I love having my own stuff where I'm like, this is what I'm hearing, this is what I'm thinking. Like, you know, I'm open to other input, but like this is like really what I want to put down here. And then people will be like, yeah, well, you're the leader, like you're the songwriter, like let's try it out and see what happens. And then, like I said, I love being in other situations where it's just like, I'm here to support you, you know, like, because hey, that takes some stress off of my shoulders for that day, because I'm just here to play some cool music, you know what I'm saying? And like wherever it goes. And then if they got ideas, they could be like, oh, cool. You know, I think I liked what you did here, but like I was thinking more of this. And like, you can't take any of that personally, because like they're the people that asked you to play their music, kind of thing. So like there's a lot of great honor in that, I think. Like that means somebody trusts you to not make their idea sound like poop.
That's very eloquently put.
Yeah, man.
So this is a trumpet talk, and it wouldn't be the trumpet talk without the gear question. What are you playing on right now, man?
Ooh, so right now I've had the same trumpet for like since middle school, so we're probably talking like 12 years. I got a Yamaha Zeno. It's just like one of the more basic pro models that came out. And I've toyed with the idea of getting something else. Like there was a time, like especially when like was it the Bobby Shoe Custom Z?
Oh, that's a great horn.
Yeah, that was a great horn. I played that and I was like, oh man, this is a great horn. And I was like, you know, I might want to trade in my horn and get this. But in the end, like what I ended up doing is I changed my mouthpiece and not the horn. Because like the horn was a good horn. Like it's not the horn's fault that I couldn't play it, you know?
Oh, Yamaha makes great instruments, yeah.
And so what I did was I ditched the stock mouthpiece. I was playing on the stock mouthpiece for like 8 or 10 years or something. And then I finally got to the point where like I was out playing the mouthpiece because like it was so restrictive. And so now I went and saw Dr. John Korak, and because they had like the whole suitcase full of Warburton mouthpieces. Mm-hmm. And you can like screw off different shanks and screw off different cups and put all these different combinations together. And I was like, that's my kind of shopping. Because if I'm gonna drop like $300 on a mouthpiece, it better be something that I like.
Absolutely.
So I took that suitcase, and he was like, "There's like thousands of dollars of mouthpieces in here. Don't lose it." I took it for a week, you know, and like every day I would just like swap mouthpieces out for half an hour or an hour, just trying to get what I liked. And then I would, luckily I was still in school at the time, so I could take different mouthpieces to different rehearsals and see how everything reacted and stuff like that. So, I think the number is like a 4B or something like that. None of the numbers like translate directly over to box sizing, which is like more standard. So I really don't know. I was playing on like a 1.5C before that, and I think right now I'm like closer to like a 1C or something, or like
so like, a little bit bigger.
No, other way around. I'm sorry. I'm like halfway in between a 1.5C and a 7C. I think.
Oh, okay.
So like it's got some of the width, but it's not as deep. And like for me, like I can still get like a decent high range out of it. Like Anthony and I were working on a project for Ryan Cooper and his girlfriend have a band together and stuff, and they asked us to play some horns, and I was able to get like a high F in there, which was awesome.
Yeah.
So,
No, that's better than me for sure.
so I mean, I just pinched and pushed a bunch of air out, and it happened. So like I can play like jazz pieces, like in the more middle register, and I can even push it into the higher register because it has such a large opening that I can just keep shoveling air through it, and just get out what I need to. Because like I didn't want to be one of those guys that like switches mouthpieces for everything. Like, it's like I'm the same way with guitars. Like I don't like to swap guitars all the time because I like to be comfortable on my one guitar. So I got like 3 or 4 guitars, and they're all like super cool. I keep them for a reason. But like when it comes to gig time, like I pretty much only take my one guitar out because like, like when you're gigging, you make a mistake or something, like like you get all jittery and stuff, like that guitar is like my safe zone. Like I'm always comfortable on that. I can always recover. It's just what I'm most comfortable with. So.
No, yeah, I'm a lot the same way. I'm mostly just one mouthpiece guy. I just play Bach 3C.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with having a couple different mouthpieces, kind of like you use different golf clubs for different type things. But like, I think if you can do mostly everything on one mouthpiece, then the other mouthpieces will just really enhance that pop you're going for.
Right, for sure. Yeah. I'm definitely not knocking on that because like there are some people who can like switch mouthpieces all day and play great on every single mouthpiece. And I'm like, how do you do that? like how do you do that? Like I went to school with a kid who played like classical and jazz, and he would have like different classical mouthpieces, different jazz mouthpieces. He would have lead mouthpieces, like all rehearsal he'd just be switching out mouthpieces to figure out which one he liked best. And I was like, first of all, bro, how do you afford that many mouthpieces? And then I was like, dang, dude, like, if you can make it work for you, more power to you. But like, that just gave me a lot of anxiety, just switching everything up just to see what happens. It's like, oof, that's a lot of work.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Maurer Brothers Media? What is Maurer Brothers Media?
Well, we had a lot of ideas on what we were gonna like brand it as, because at first we were like, yeah, let's just do some cool content stuff, and then we're like, well, what do we want to focus on, like, because if we name it like Maurer Brothers Music or something, and then we end up making content that's like somewhat music related, but not like, not totally on the map, like we wanted something that would just encompass like everything that we did. So like we tossed around it just being like horn based and just doing like horn based content. And then we were like, what? Like we still play so much bass and guitar that like, let's just Maurer Brothers Media, whatever we put out there is whatever we put out there, for music wise. And like, it's just like whatever we want to do kind of thing, When we first started, it was, I think earlier this year, like it was when the pandemic first started, and I was home like with nothing to do. So like we were just like, all right, let's try a cover of this, let's do that. And it was pretty much more of just like a workshop for me on like video editing and like mixing and stuff like that, because like I don't want to say that like that stuff wasn't fun. Like it was fun to do all those different covers and arranging like especially like the more pop songs, like we had to make a little more interesting for ourselves. And so we did a lot of that kind of stuff. But now, like I moved down here and to be closer to him, because like we were like 4 hours away before, and we're like, we just love making music together. So like, let's quit wasting our time on just like covering pop songs that's like they're gonna be hot for a couple of weeks, and then after that they're gonna get buried. And like some of them did all right. Like we did like a Tame Impala cover that I think has like 1,500 views or something like that, which is like it sounds cool to say, you know, that there's over 1,000, but like that's still just a drop in the bucket, you know, as far as like YouTube is concerned and stuff like that.
It's still cool though, man.
Oh
Like,
yeah. I'm definitely happy that it worked out like that. But you know, we were just like, you know, so like right now, like we're taking a step back and more focusing on like what kind of music we want to do, like what kind of content we want to do with it, because like I said, we just love playing music. So like I said, like we were working on doing some horn stuff for I think Rogers and Cooper is their band name, and like that's the kind of more of the stuff that we want to be doing, you know, like just playing horns for other people. And then we got some new projects coming up that I'm really excited about. We're gonna be we started talking about doing just like a band that was just him and I play all of the instruments. So like as far as arranging goes, like no holds barred, like we can track as many horn tracks as we want, we can track as many guitar tracks as we want, you know, and then like the most help we need is like drums. You know, because like we're not drummers, like at all.
at least you admit it.
Oh yeah, you know, like I tried in high school, but like, oh, is that Sean? Did I hear Tame Impala?
Yeah, of course. He's obsessed, man.
Dude. But yeah, so like, I think we're gonna make that more of like a synthy, funky kind of, just fierce sound with some funky brass and some funky guitar stuff, so we have another project where we're trying to get together to where I think the name we worked up for that was Tower of Mauer.
Tower of Mauer?
Yeah.
Dude, that is great.
And we're trying to put together like Tower of Power arrangements, because Tower of Power is like one of the first bands that like got us into like playing in a horn section and stuff like that. I remember like when I bought when my parents bought me my new trumpet in middle school, it came with like a Tower of Power tag on it or something. And my band director was like, yeah, and my band director was like, bro, you gotta check out Tower of Power. It's Paulie Madeir.
Oh man, shouts out Paulie Madeir. Great team. Great guy.
Yeah, and so like we started getting a Tower of Power, and I was like, dude, this stuff is cool, you know. And as I like grew up and listened to other kinds of music, I was like, this man is good, but they ain't Tower of Power, you know. So like, yeah, like we're just trying to like dive in, because like, you know, like when you're twins, like some people think that's kind of cool. So you know, like we're trying to just like capitalize on as much of that as possible, just like, you know, we're much more of a stronger unit when both of us are together. And, like, we can capitalize on that way better than if just, like, one of us is like, hey, I whipped up this thing, I'm going to put it on the channel. Like, nah, like we got to be both in it, and we both got to feel it now. There was a lot of stuff going on in the beginning to where, like, we were just trying to put stuff out on a schedule. Because like that was one of like the tips for like starting YouTube channels, was like make sure you have a set schedule, you know. And it's like, but like when you're working on art and stuff, like if it's not there, it's not there. Like you can't push it, you know. Like you can push it, but it ain't good. You know? like there are a lot of videos that are like, we'll just be sitting around having a drink or something, and we'll be like, should we take that one down? Like, it didn't turn out very good, and like, I'm kind of honestly embarrassed to put my name on that. Should we just take it down? Like, but you know, it's a whole learning process, you know, like figuring out like where you want to put all of your strength and energy into. So now we're just focusing on what kind of music we want to do that's going to make us happy. Because like when you try to fit in a mold for somebody else, like that's not your path. Like you're copying somebody else's path. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now, is like just trying to focus on our own thing, And then like, you know, if somebody like wants us to do other stuff for them, like, you know, we can make some cool content out of that and like try to uplift, you know, like our friends and projects as much as we can too.
Of
It's
course.
like we're all in this together, you know, like that's just how it is, you know, like you can go farther together with your people, you know, than you can just by yourself trying to make it, you know, just like all about you. So
And that's really the whole reason I've been doing these little interviews. I just want to have some fun, talk with my friends, and share some knowledge with the
yeah.
world, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So when can we expect to hear some Tower of Mauer?
Ooh,
Time
so
soon, or you got some new videos coming out?
we're definitely those are a little more complicated because like we're like writing out charts and all that kind of stuff.
A lot really involved writing.
Yeah. Because I wanted to make sure like we were doing it right. Like they're like some of the collabs that we did with people, like we would just like, you know, like crap out some lines in like a couple weeks or like in a couple days of just like working on something, and like it wouldn't be very refined or anything like that. So like we're actually taking our time and like transcribing arrangements and stuff like that. Like so like it's a lot more heavily involved kind of work. You'll probably see a lot more of like some original music before something like that comes out because we're pulling some of our other horn player friends and stuff too. Like you could definitely get in on some of that if you want to get some tower power action going on.
Let's rip some brass, man.
Dude, let's rip some brass, bro.
Brass.
So yeah, we're hoping to have, you know, like within the next couple months, just something out because like we've definitely been slacking a little bit, you know, like I got a new job down here and like trying to optimize both of our schedules for that kind of stuff is just like because that's like time consuming work.
Yeah, and your brother just got married, right?
Yeah, so like that was the whole thing too, you know. He was like, dude, you know, like I know I'm not like putting a whole lot of work in and stuff like that, but you know, like I just got some stuff going on right now.
Stressful. It's a lot of stuff, man.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I'm so happy for the guy, you know, like.
Of course.
So I was like, you know, that's fine, you know. I was like, that's good, you know. I was like, that'll give us some time to take a step back and like, just like make sure we're going where we want to go, kind of thing, and not where we think other people want us to go to get more views or you know like stuff like that. And I think that like whenever you truly follow like your genuine character, your genuine self, like your genuine style, you'll get more of like the genuine appreciation from other people. Cause like, dude, audiences like they're dumb sometimes, but like they can spot fakes.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
you
I
know,
don't think audiences are dumb at all, man. People can tell when you're really playing the music with honesty or not.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, so I think, and I think that's what was going on with some of our original stuff. Like when we first started the channel, it was like we felt like we were doing stuff, but we were like, is it what we should be doing? Like, because you know I can spend 40 or 50 hours putting together a cover video and it still sounded like poop. And I was like, I just rather would put all that time into writing our own music. You know, like
Yeah, over in Fuzz Love, we say we like to play music we like with people we like. That's it.
yeah,
That's
man.
what's important to us, you know?
And I mean, you know, and like look at you know like what that's done for you guys. Like, you know, you've been playing a lot of cool places for sure, getting a lot of cool fans and stuff. Like, you know, like you got some like fans who like really dig you guys, and that's awesome. You know, because like you're a genuine thing. Like you're just a genuine unit of people. You know, like you said, you're playing music you like with the people you like, and people attached to that. You know, like you're not just like some cover band playing tunes at a bar for people who are getting drunk because they hate their jobs or whatever. Like you're going places and you're playing, music for people who want to go and see live music. Like, and yeah, like everybody needs an escape to, just like dance and get drunk or whatever. But like there are just different environments for different things like that. And like I think you guys are definitely in the more positive environment. Having played a bunch of bar scenes myself, I'm just like, bro, this is exhausting. And like, at the end of the day, you're like, well, I just got sexually assaulted by 3 drunk girls and I got paid $60 in free drinks for 4 hours. Like, I guess I came out on top because money.
I don't know about that.
But like, in here you're like, man, I would have just, like, over all that stuff, like I would have just rather played some tunes of my homies. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Drunk people are a whole nother.
That's a whole nother can of worms, man. That's another talk for another day.
That is for sure.
Right. Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and just wrap this up here.
Okay.
How can people get a hold of you for what kind of services do you offer, man? How can people get a hold of you for that stuff?
Yeah, man. So like we do, like we can teach lessons and stuff. Like, pretty much, if there's any questions anybody's got on anything, whether it be trumpet, saxophone, guitar, bass, I mean, I'm no production whiz, but I know how to get product out. Like I've had people come up and be like, can you just like show me some of the ropes of like Ableton is like the main computer program that I use and stuff like that. So yeah, anything, like if you want questions about like technique, want some lesson kind of stuff, or like if somebody wants just like horns for something, any of our Instagrams. My Instagram's Tyler Maurer. Our Maurer Brothers Media Instagram is Maurer Brothers Media. And then there's email addresses and all of those profiles and stuff. And I mean, we're always open for anything. So definitely.
Good deal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. You have
Cheers.
a nice night. Thank you for all the kind words.
Anytime, my brother, anytime.
All right. Toot toot.
Toot toot.